The video that I did earlier on this topic somehow disappeared, so I'm kind of bummed about that. This year, let's start with last year. Last year, we always have, every year, have a problem with squash bugs, which some people call shield bugs. So this year I did a couple of different things to see if anything worked to prevent them from getting to the squash. Last year I planted a zucchini, and I planted it in among lettuce, just regular domestic lettuce. And of course, at the end of the season, all of the lettuce went to seed. And that zucchini never got squash bugs. The zucchini 5 feet away, yes, the zucchini 50 feet away, every plant in the yard, every squash plant in the yard, except that one, ended up infested. So I thought this year I would do things a little bit differently. Hold on. This is the normal squash plant. This is the one we normally plant. And you can see the difference. One of them's inside. They're inside these little bucket thingies for protection from all of the bugs. But look, the bugs haven't bothered this one. Now, this one, first of all, is well adapted. We've planted it for many, many years. We've always taken seeds from it. Second, I let these weeds, it's not the opium lettuce, but it's a relative. It's a prickly lettuce is what it's called. I let them grow all up around and through this plant, and it did not prevent it from getting squash bugs. I found those the other day. However, it did prevent, or seems to have prevented, any insect damage from other things. And now that I have pulled those things back, you can see that the insects are starting to eat it, which is fine at this point because it's well established and it's not going to be affected by most of those bugs. It is, however, going to be affected by the squash bugs. So I have found squash bugs on this 2 days. I'm going to have to inspect it every day. But eventually, it's going to get so big that I can't inspect it every day. It's just an impossible task. So right now, there are no squash bugs eggs on it. What I did was I pulled all of the weeds out from around it, pulled all the mulch out from around it, because the adult squash bugs will live in the mulch and in the soil underneath the mulch. So I pulled everything back and I drowned it. I just let the water run on it for like half an hour. But I didn't see any squash bugs run out, which is probably my own mistake. But I didn't see any squash bugs run out. And I didn't find any squash bug eggs this morning. So I'll check it again tomorrow. Now, the rest of this particular squash here, I left surrounded by tansy. That's tansy. There's 3 tansy plants right there. And you can see that the regular bugs, the earwigs, the pill bugs, whatever, they're not doing anything. They're not damaging it. This one was just surrounded by grass. Okay. This one's just surrounded by grass. I just put these protectors in the other day so that they can recover from the onslaught. Okay. But you can see the damage. You can see the damage that's been done already. And hopefully they'll survive. They should be strong enough to survive. Okay. Again, same thing. Nothing specific planted around this one to prevent. And this is the damage that we're getting right there. Okay. This one was surrounded by eggshells, but still, you can see the damage. And these plants might survive and they might not. I have more seeds. Now that I know they're so incredibly fragile, this one is surrounded by sunflowers. And whether it's the variety or something different in the soil, I don't know. I need to do more testing. probably do similar tests next year, and no insect damage at all. This one was surrounded by sunflowers. So tentatively, surrounded by sunflowers, surrounded by, oops, get a better view of that, surrounded by tansy, and surrounded by prickly lettuce, survived. This one didn't get any insect damage. That one over there didn't get any insect damage. This one surrounded by tansy got limited insect damage. So we have at least a base to work on. I'll talk with you later.